What's cracking, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Matt and Kim, which is to say we're back with some synth punk pop, I think is the best way to say it. At least their first couple or first few albums. Matt and Kim had a very, like, again, it's like not pop punk, but punk pop. Synth driven, but also with like natural drums. Kim on the drums. Just love their sort of DIY, independent, sort of like, not lo-fi, but like simplistic sound. They just, it's Matt on keyboards singing and Kim on the drums, and they just do what they do. And I mentioned it in a couple other videos I reacted to from them, that in recent times they've gotten more into like a sort of hip-hop vein. I also like that material, but my favorite stuff is the early stuff. And it's funny, because my absolute favorite songs from them, Yeah Yeah might be there, that's on the self-titled debut album. Now, which is on Lightning, absolutely love that one. So even if this album, Grand, their second album, doesn't have one of my like absolute favorites, I actually think like track to track in terms of the overall album, this is probably their best album to date, or at least based on my taste and the sort of the style that they were playing when I first got into them. But yeah, we're gonna listen to the first tune on this album called Daylight. I think for a lot of people who haven't followed them closely, I don't even know how like I encountered them. I think Yeah Yeah was the first song I heard. And I was just blown away by it, and if you haven't seen the video, go check that out, because not of my reaction, just of their music video, because it's just hilarious. And I was like, who are these people? Are they really a couple? And yes, I found out they are indeed a couple, and they're just two of the most positive people in the world. And I don't know, I think Matt does the majority of their writing, or at least he did in the early days, because I remember reading something to the effect that most of the lyrics were from his pen. I don't know if that's always been the case or if it is still the case. Someone shout it out if you know different, but what I do enjoy about their lyrics is they often sort of sketch like these personal experiences with like highly specific references that in many cases won't relate to the lives of the people listening, but the way they're crafted, the way the lines articulate within their sort of fun, groovy sonics, it makes you nostalgic. It feels like it could have been from your life, and you might as well have lived through these experiences. So he has a very like human quality in his lyrics, or in their lyrics. And it's, again, even though they're talking about sort of sketches or implied narratives that they would have lived in. I think they're from Brooklyn. I know it's New York City. I don't know if it's Brooklyn. I think it's Brooklyn, which I think Grand, I think, is a reference to where they live, and how. Look, when they met, I think they were in college, so I don't know if they were living there in college, but like I said, I think this is in reference to where they've lived for a while. But yeah, you can feel the human quality of their lyrics. And again, I've seen them a couple times. They're just like the funnest people in the world to see a show for or from. Not sure about my semantics there, but nevertheless, let's get to it, or my syntax, I should say. And yeah, this is Daylight, which, as I said, I think is, for people who don't know their catalog more extensively, this is the song they've probably heard. I think it was in like a Kaluha commercial, or maybe it was, it might have been another type of alcohol, but I do think it was in like a, mixed, or like a, like a flavored sort of alcohol drink commercial, and I think that's where a lot of people heard it. But yeah, let's get to it. This is Daylight by Matt and Kim on their album Grand, which I think is 2008. Their next album is called Sidewalks, by the way. Daylight, I don't pick up my phone, because in the daylight, anywhere feels like home. Yep, it's classic. I really do enjoy it. Sometimes it's weird, like bands that I follow that they'll have like a big hit that everybody knows, and then a much more detailed catalog. Where I'm more experienced with it. It's weird. Sometimes the song that really sort of makes it big. Bad Religion would be a good example. 21st Century Digital Boy, The Hills of Los Angeles Are Burning. There's some tunes that they've made that have gotten some legit like radio play, especially for like a muckraking punk band. But those actually aren't some of my favorites. Atomic Garden, I would say. I remember they made a music video for that one. But yeah, like I said, I love Bad Religion. I love so many of their songs, but the two or three that have really hit in the popular culture actually aren't my favorite. But this one I really do enjoy. It is like one of my favorites from this album, and their catalog overall. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite. There's another one on this album, Lessons Learned. I think that I like that one even better. Now that I say that, maybe this album does have a contender for one of my favorite songs by them, because that one, like, not only do I think it's a great song, and if you haven't seen their music video for it, you should check it out. It's just crazy. That one kind of has an emotional connection to me, because when I was listening to that song, I was in a sort of transitional period in my life. I was like, between living situations, as it turned out, as I would later see, and I was between relationships, as I would find out later, and like, I don't know, when I hear that song and the lines about I stayed up all night and slept in all day because I've been nocturnal for a very long time, it just like resonated with me very strongly. It like made me feel emotional. So I'll do a reaction to that one. I doubt that I'll get that emotional again, but I do think it's a song that has a special connection to me. And again, even though the lyrics were written about their experiences in New York, the human quality of Matt's pen, or maybe both of their pens, really comes across in their songs. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're a fan of them. Let me know if there's another song from this album other than Lessons Learned, which I'm definitely going to come back for, that you would also like us to see a reaction for. Admittedly, I did Cinders already. If you're familiar with that, it's sort of like a punk pop like instrumental tune. But yeah, let me know what you think. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching, and I will see you next time.